Hello, and welcome to another live video. So in this little video, I'm going to first of all talk about very few of the aspects of this full supermoon, which is huge actually, and it may feel tense. Are you feeling tense, or are you noticing tenseness in the world? Everybody is, I'm sure. If you're not, excuse me, I turn this down. I'm getting notified that I'm going live. If you're not feeling tenseness, I don't know where you are, but this is huge. So at the end, in about 5 or 10 minutes time, I'm going to do a short meditation, as I always do with the full moon. That it is the time to release tension, to release any of those built up or tensions and anxieties, and get our, I suppose it's to bring us back to that level of balance so that we're again focusing on where we want to go. Because anytime there's a tense angle, and the full moon is tense angle because it's an opposition, the sun and the moon are across from each other, and this is a huge full supermoon because it's the closest, and in fact this year it's the closest it will be to the earth this whole year. And it is because of that, it's shining a lot more light on where it is. So right now the moon is in Capricorn. Now it's going to be at 17:37 exactly. That's my time, Irish time, UK time, 0 time, GMT +1 time. So you can adjust it to wherever you are, but it doesn't matter when you do this. You can do this immediately. I always like to do the releasing just prior to the full moon, and then the new moon intention setting just after the new moon. And the reason for this is the tension is building up now, and we want to get ourselves back to that lovely place of calm and gentleness and being able to focus on where we want to go. I've also chosen a few cards, so I'm going to read those out afterwards, and they're quite relevant actually to what's happening. So right at that time, at 17:37 p.m. my time, the moon is going to be at 21 degrees and 21 minutes. I love those numbers. So that is a really powerful number in astrology. Actually, it is, or in numerology, it's one of the strongest numbers. And so it's 2121 in Capricorn. So the moon is in Capricorn. That means that the sun is in Cancer at 2121. Now, there's a few interesting things about this. First of all, on the 27th, and if you've heard my last one, you will know about this. And if you've been following actually astrologers, I'm not an astrologer, I just follow them. Pam Gregory is one of my favorites at the moment. I also follow Astrolada and Tanya Gabrielle and a whole host of others, but those would be my favorites. So what I love about Pam Gregory is she's been talking a lot about the dwarf planets in the Kuiper belt, which actually we've only just discovered in the last 20 years or so. And right now they're really coming into play. So they would be, obviously, if they're outside in the Kuiper belt, they're going to be very slow moving objects, and they are very much coming into play at the moment, which really is sort of signifying because they're so far out, they're signifying our consciousness level. So at the moment, on the 27th, there was a clash between Mars. So Mars and one of the tiny dwarf planets, Eris, which they consider the sister of Mars, and it's a fighter, a real street fighter. Mars has that passionate fighter warrior energy. It can be on its shadow side aggressive, or it can be assertive when we work well with it. Somebody's just driven up outside my window, so I hope there's no feedback. Okay. So on the 27th, they became square with Pluto, which is that planet of destruction. It's sort of ending cycles. It's birth, death, and rebirth. And it's also about finding out. It loves to find out the truth, and it will look into dark areas to find the truth. And it was square to Pluto, or went into square with Pluto in Capricorn, where we are now. And Pluto is still in Capricorn, very close to the moon at the moment, which means it's conjunct the moon. So Mars signifies the individual, the people, um, and and Pluto then in Capricorn. Capricorn is about top-down structures. It's about systems and structures and big corporations. I've been talking about this for the past, I'd say, 2.5 years, but this is top-down structures, and Mars is the individual, and it is now fighting and clashing with those top-down structures. And it kind of feels like there may be a bit of a battle between, who's stronger, might makes right, looking for, it might be good to look at for you in your personal life. Where is there a struggle? Is there somewhere a power play going on? Because we can deal with that in our own life. We can also deal with it um, in the collective. So this is very much about um, and we need to be able to deal with anything that's coming up right now, and it is bringing up a huge amount of rebellion, and we can see that all over the world. It's like, the people have had enough. Okay, so this is what we're seeing. So any hard aspect is going to bring up big emotions, and now because we have a big super full moon, it's going to make that even more so. So in the meditation in a few moments, I'm going to bring in some balance and call on our highest self to sort of bring us back to a state of balance and calm, because we want to be in that place so that we can deal with things coming up, so that we can respond and not react in a clash. We can tune in and respond with our power. The cards that I picked out actually are all about our individual power and our ability to make anything happen. So our power is in our heart. It's in our ability to focus and put our attention where we want it to go to. And that's how we are manifesting. Okay. Okay, so right now, so the moon is shining brightly at 21 degrees in Capricorn. Now, that very interesting thing about this, and I heard Pam Gregory talking about that, which is, I spoke in 2019 about something big happening and changing, and everybody who knows anything about astrology was talking about that big change. And what happened during that time was that was the Saturn Pluto conjunction in 2020, and it's in Capricorn, and it was a half a degree away from where this full moon is shining light on all of this now, with all of this tumultuous energy that's bubbling up. So there can be a bit of a play out. There may be, at the time we had all of the lockdowns, we had the governments in control and regulations and, enforcements. This could bring up a replay of that. I don't think so. And we have the ability to make what we want to have happen. It could also mean the ending of this, and sort of, just enough is enough, and people stepping into their power to hold themselves accountable and reliable and responsible for where we are. Because when we hold ourselves responsible for anything that's happening in our lives, regardless of whether we see it happening to us from outside, when we recognize our part and say, this is where I am right now, and take responsibility for that, that means that we can take responsibility for where we're going. We can actually take back the power and the control of our own destination and decide where we're going. And so I'm going to put a lot of releasing energy into this, because it's really important to release during this time. Now, what else is happening? So the moon is conjunct Pluto right now as well. At that, because Pluto is such a slow moving planet. It's at 27 degrees now. It was at 22 degrees in the start of 2020. So the moon represents the individual, the people, the earth, our emotions, and the Pluto then is about birth, death, rebirth. In other words, letting go of the old in order to manifest something new. Now, the beauty about tonight's full moon is that there's a gorgeous trine. Now, a trine is a really positive aspect in astrology, and there's a trine between the moon, which is the people, and Uranus. And Uranus is in Taurus. Now, Uranus is all about freedom. It rules Aquarius in the Aquarian age. It's about freedom, new ideas, innovation, new systems, new ways of doing things, new ways of thinking about things. And Taurus is about the earth and our physical human body. So I'm noticing this, and I've heard other astrologers talking about this, that this is a time that there could be a lot of new healing systems, new ways of doing things, and using new technologies, electromagnetic frequencies, resonate, frequency and resonance and vibration are what we're made of. And there are a huge amount of healing technologies that I've been seeing and looking at, and one just the other day that really got me excited. And it looks like this might be something that is a new way, because we've got that Uranus energy now of new, looking at the new and moving forward. There's a tight square as well. Now, squares can usually be an opposition, sort of a difficult transit, but it's a square in Pisces between Neptune. Neptune is in Pisces and Venus is in Gemini. Now, Venus is it's a personal planet. It is it's a planet of love and togetherness and nurturing and beauty and aesthetics and creativity. So there will be this possibly a really good time right now to get in tune with your creative mind, with what it is you want to do. It might be a time, if you're a writer, if you're a painter, if you do anything like that, that you can be really fruitful, that you can really start something new, or write with beauty and with love, or paint with that. There's also a tight square. No, there's a trine between Neptune, again, this is positive, and it's a trine to the sun. Um, and there's also Ceres, which is another dwarf planet, and this is considered the goddess of harvests, and it's in the sign of Cancer, which is all about nurturing and feeding. So it's, I suppose, what this is bringing is an idea that our food, and there is a lot of talk about shortages and foods and blockages and things not filling our shelves and that, but we have the ability now to grow our own, to be able to, even if it is growing small things and sharing what you've got with other people. But there is a beautiful feeling of Ceres is that dwarf planet of the harvest. So that energy into and bringing it in tune with our spirituality, which is Neptune, bringing the spiritual end. In other words, blessing something before you eat it, giving gratitude to the food you have. When you give gratitude, when you bless something, it grows. And I heard Pam Gregory as well talking about this, and I love Dr. Emoto, who does did those studies on water, and when you freeze water, and if you put beautiful words on it or bless water, it freezes into gorgeous crystals. And if you put a negative word on it, it just is ugly and it doesn't make that beautiful crystal formation. If you don't know about Dr. Emoto, look, just do a search on that and you'll see what I mean. But we are such a high proportion of water. When you bless your body, when you bless the food that goes in, and it just might be just in your heart before you eat, just looking at it and really feeling gratitude for it and sending love to it. I was at a really wonderful day away on Saturday, a beautiful spiritual group where we actually were blessing water and did an energy clearing on a piece of land in Ireland. It was gorgeous. But the power of blessing our food and blessing where and what we're doing with gratitude. So I reckon I'm going to do that little meditation now, and I'll read the three cards afterwards. So I will invite you, if you are in a safe place that you would like to follow along now. Um, just listen. It's going to be about 10 minutes or just a little over. I've got to keep this as short as possible, and it's just about releasing. So I'm going to ask you to sit somewhere comfortably where you won't be disturbed. And even if you are, it won't matter too much. Just you may get a little fright if you're very relaxed. So just take a deep breath in and bring yourself into your body. Feel where you're sitting in space. If your eyes are open, have a soft focus on what's around you. Just notice where you are. Be aware of where your feet are touching the floor, your seat on your chair, and then just notice your breath and just have the intention to slow down your breath. And you can close your eyes and just focus on your breath. And as you breathe in, focus on filling your lungs up with clean, fresh air. And as you breathe out, just releasing any tension anywhere you've been today. Breathing in again slowly, fresh, clean air. And breathing out, releasing any mind monkey's thoughts or anything that's come into your field. And just one more deep breath in, slowly, deeply, and releasing that all out with just a clearing, relaxing feeling. Now begin to focus your attention on the weight of your body, your chair holding you in this space, and your feet on the floor. I like to take my shoes off for this so that my feet are flat on the floor, connecting with the earth. Now, become aware of your physical body, where you end and the space around you begins. Become aware of the play of air on any skin that's open to the elements. And now become aware of your energy field and just have a knowingness of where your energy moves out to. Is it a few inches, centimeters outside your body, or is it much, much wider? Just get a sense of where your energy is and how big it is. Now notice if you've come to this point in today with a lot of baggage or worry or thoughts or anger or tension, just notice where your energy may be depleting. And notice as well where you've left your energy. If you left it with other people. And just have the intention now of pulling your energy back with love, nodding or giving gratitude to whoever you've left it there with, but taking it back. It belongs to you. And pulling it in around you like this blanket of safety. And now also notice if anybody else's energy has filtered in to your energy field. Anybody that comes to mind or anything. And then just have the intention of just letting it go, severing it with love, and just see it floating off to whoever it belongs to. So that you're sitting in this beautiful energy bubble, your energy. Now I want you to call on your highest self, your guides, source angels, source energy or angels, anything, any deity, anyone that you bring in when you're meditating or praying. And just call on that energy to surround you now with this beautiful bubble of light, golden light, healing golden light all around, outside your energy field, above your head, beneath your feet, just sealing you in this space. So you're safe and you're protected. Now notice that on the outside of that golden energy bubble, there's almost like a mirror, and it's reflecting back any negative energy. So anybody, any thoughts, anything outside your field, anything, anyone that comes into your presence, unless their energy is pure love or above, it cannot get in through this energy field. So you're safe and you're protected. Now have the intention of setting down an energetic root. It might be just a cord. I like to see the roots of a big, deep tree in an energy field, just going down from my feet, down from my root chakra, right down into the earth, deep, 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 and spreading out. So I am grounded and I'm safe and I'm connected to my body and the earth. Now, from this place, I want you to call on any guides, any angels, any beings of light, past loved ones, source, just any light beings to just come around you to protect you. I like to call on Archangel Michael to stand behind me with these beautiful big wings of protection and this sword of bright light energy, protecting, sealing my energy. You call on anything, anyone. Maybe you have somebody in front of you, some energy on either side, and become aware of your root and a star in the earth beneath your feet, your star down in this earth, and another star above your head, the bright light energy from source. Now allow in that energy. Allow that energy to come from the highest realms of space, from your central sun, from source energy, and feel it now, see it or sense it moving down. And this energy is such a high vibrational frequency of love and absolute bliss, joy, unconditional love that it freely can move in through this bubble. Now allow it into your bubble and become aware of your crown, and allow your crown to open up and welcome this light inside your crown, into your head, down into your throat, your third eye, your throat. Allow it into your heart, into your solar plexus, into your sacral, into your root, and down into the earth. And allow this energy to surround you as well in your bubble. So you're sitting in this bright light source energy, and it's so bright, it's so loving. Nothing of a lower entity or of a lower vibration can fit and feel and be in this space. This space is just pure light, pure love. Now allow yourself in this place to just release any negative emotions, feelings, any thoughts, any lower feelings. Just see it, not able to survive in this bright light. And feel yourself now, your mind, your crown, your head filling up with this light energy, allowing you to remember to focus your thoughts on what you want, on what you want to create in any moment, what you want to create for your day, what you want to create for your week, for the second half of this year, and into the future for your life, for the earth, for the people, for your community. Just reminding you to focus on what you want. So whatever that is for you, just feel that energy in your mind, in your crown. Now get a sense that your third eye has been lit up and that you're able to see clearly what you want to focus on. You see clearly what you want for today, this week, the rest of this month, the rest of the year, and further. I feel that energy moving into your throat. Breathe in and allow it to soften all around your throat. Now allow yourself to connect with that wise, positive side of that Mars energy so that you're able to speak with passion, but with calm and with love, with balance. So while you stand up for your beliefs and the beliefs of your family and those around you, you stand up for being a sovereign being. You were divinely created and you're responsible for you and your life. Allow yourself to speak openly with calm and love, with certainty, asking for your needs to be met or asking for something that you may have been putting off. Now, breathing in further, allow that energy to flow around your heart and really feel your heart lighting up bigger, bigger. Get a sense of a younger you, maybe a child, maybe a teenager, maybe a baby inside, and just give yourself that love. Surround this part of you with love and reassurance. And as you fill your heart with love, know that your frequency is rising and that you're now resonating with love and higher vibrations. Feel that energy now moving into your solar plexus. And as you breathe in, soften this part of your body, releasing any tension, releasing any anxiety as you breathe in and you release it out. Feel that part of your body softening, allowing you to feel free to be, to do, to have anything that you desire, allowing you the freedom to think new ways, to welcome in the new earth, the new way of being, connecting with other people, sharing, being responsible for yourself, loving yourself and loving others. Now feel that energy moving right down into your sacral, just below your navel. And this is your creativity center. And this beautiful aspect tonight with Neptune in Pisces and Venus in Gemini, just allowing that creativity to allow you to create what it is you want in your life. Now bring that energy right down into your root and feel it connecting with the earth. Feel it going right down into the soil, keeping you steady, keeping you safe. Breathing in, connecting, And allow now this sense of huge gratitude to just flow into your body, into every cell in your body. Gratitude for anything that's in your life. Gratitude for the food that you have. Gratitude for the life that you have, and gratitude for your dreams, for the new things that you're about to manifest in the new age that we're all moving into, that Aquarian age. Now just allowing yourself to come back in to your body, allowing yourself to breathe deeply, but noticing again where you are in space, noticing your feet on the ground, becoming aware of your extremities, your hands and your feet, knowing that you've got this bubble of love and light all around you, thanking that source energy for protecting you, thanking any guides and angels, and knowing that you can always be connected and that you can always call on this energy to surround you, and that you can always move forward with this love and this light. Just bringing yourself back. When you're ready, take a deep breath in and open your eyes. And you might like to do that again a couple of times, depending on how you're feeling. You might feel really good after doing it once. It might be enough. You might like to do it again over the next couple of days. And there are quite a lot of very tense angles and new things happening, but I'm not even going to go into those right now because, as I said, I'm not an astrologer. I've been following them and I've been aware of them, and I would strongly suggest, if you're interested in that, that you follow either Pam Gregory. She would be my favorite. Tanya Gabrielle is another. Astrolada, lovely as well. But anyone at all, they're speaking about these things that are happening, and there is a lot going to happen, especially right up to the very last day of this month and the first day of the next of August. Very tight and tricky angle, which will bring in a lot of this, tense angles that we've been feeling, but it's all for the good. And remember that it's almost like before we move into a better place, we have to first see and let go of the old. So if you're feeling any tension, if you're feeling any fear, if you're feeling anything, go back and listen to this meditation again, and it won't do you any harm. I can see there are people arriving. Lovely to see Queen Midas. Hello, how are you? Lovely to see you. And Yasmin, lovely to see you too. Franklin, hello. Okay, so I'm going to just read out a couple of these. These are just some, what are they? They are the Law of Attraction cards by Esther and Jerry Hicks. And I've chosen, these jumped out um, as I was shuffling earlier on. So this is just, there is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. This is how you do it. So this is a little message from Esther and Jerry Hicks and Abraham, who Esther channels for. Welcome to planet Earth. There is nothing that you cannot be, do, or have. Go forth on this day of your life experience, knowing that your real work is to decide what it is you want and to focus on that, just to focus on what you want. Go forth giving thought to what you want, attracting life experiences that help you decide what you want. And once you have decided, giving thought only to that. In other words, taking your attention away from what you don't want. Now, this is ideal, obviously, and we're always going to be looking and seeing things happening. But our guidance system is our emotions, are our emotions. So when you feel negative, any negative emotion, notice what you're doing, notice where your thoughts are, and then just release it. That just knowing and shedding light will allow you to make space and change again. So then if you're resisting anything, this one, if you're resisting evil, this is what you're retracting. If you're resisting something, if you are focused on something, pushing against something that you don't want, you are activating that vibration of what you don't want, and therefore you're attracting it. So just be aware of where your thoughts are. I'm just going to pull one of I'm just going to pull one of these just to see. They're just they're tarot, but they're angel tarot, and I'm beginning to read them, so I'm not as huge. That was beautiful and much needed. I'm glad you liked that. Thank you. And big energy I'm moving through right now, so learning to really keep your thoughts in check and mindful of what you're attracting. Absolutely. Yeah, that is what we need to do. Hi Kim, lovely to see you here. So anybody who's just coming on now, go back and listen to this when I'm done, or when you have a chance, because the full moon is on at 17:37. This is GMT +1, so adjust your time for wherever you are. So it's in about 3 hours time, actually, almost exactly 3 hours time. It's 4:36 now, so it's in 3 hours time. Okay, nothing is falling out. I'm just going to cut the cards and just see. The Six of Fire. Well, that's fairly relevant actually for now, because we've got all of that. We've got that Eros and Mars energy still playing out, and that has been playing out since the 27th of the month. But so the fire signs, we can look at that energy as being a negative, a force of sort of to anger, or we can actually embody it to help us create something better, to focus our thoughts on what it is that we want to do and where we want to go. But this card is all about victory, okay? And that's what I feel is really happening right now. This is what I really feel we're moving into. And these times might feel scary or tricky, but they're not if you focus on where you want to go. So just imagine, good news is on its way. Good news, recognition for something that you've already done, and especially if you've been using that energy of your passion, your purpose. If you know what your purpose is, and if you're working with your purpose in life, and if it should be something that you absolutely love and that makes you want to get up every morning. And once you keep focusing on it and allowing your big dream, your big end result dream, to keep you moving towards it. That's a really good card. I'll just take another one. That's funny, another 6 actually, and this is the 6 of air, so this is our thoughts and ideas. And this another, and 6, well, I like to think of 6 in numerology, which is that it represents the mother that with pregnant belly. So it's nurturing, it's mothering, nurturing herself and nurturing others. But this is just to remind you that things are looking up. Keep your thoughts up, keep your emotions up. It's at the end of a very difficult situation, and it might involve also taking a trip or a journey. But just things are looking up, and the energy I just feel, is there's a lot happening at the moment, and just notice the good. Keep your eyes focused and looking for the good. Lisa Jane, you're very welcome. So if you're watching this in YouTube, actually I will later put a link for a little free audio that I have, which will join you to my mailing list and give you notifications about anything that I'm doing like this, or any freebies that I have. And if you're looking at Facebook, I would absolutely love it if you hopped over to YouTube and just click the subscribe button, or like it, or share it, or click the bell button so that you'll be notified, because I am moving away from FB, because I just can't take the hypocrisy. There's two sides of it. Anyway, and not that social media is probably much better at the moment, but this I would love to just to build my YouTube channel. So thank you for listening, and have an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous full moon. And I will be back again next week with some more goodies and working towards the next new moon, which is kind of another huge one. So mind yourself. Take care. Lots and lots of love.